Welcome to another episode of ManDem Talk Movies. I'll be your boy Kwame.
And I'm your boy Enigma. And you know, this is when we give that movie review in that ManDem style and, you know, have that ManDem perspective. And this one, you know, apologies, we're a bit late with it, but we had to get around to it anyway. It's the latest movie from Marvel. They're dropping 3 this year. Captain America. I know some people might disagree with our take on Captain America. Thunderbolts, which we're going to be talking about today, and Fantastic Four is coming as well, and we'll be dropping that as well. But yeah, today is going to be the spoiler review for the movie that is Thunderbolts. Bruv, how did you feel about the newest movie from the MCU, Thunderbolts?
It was entertaining, popcorn movie.
Yeah.
Some fun characters. And this is me, if you notice, this is me trying to be nice. And my displeasures are aimed at the whole of the Marvel universe right now. It's not even, I can't even look at the films as individuals anymore because they run them like TV series now. So it's hard to look at the films as standalone. But this film, I tried to compare it to Brave New World, and I enjoyed that the same way I enjoyed this. My problem with the New Wave is that I don't rush back to go and watch them. They don't have a lot of rewatchable value.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's weird because the old ones still do for me. And I don't know if that's just because I don't think the films are good enough or better than they used to be, or I'm just not into it as much anymore. Yeah. So I don't want to blame the movies as such. But in terms of Thunderbolt, I definitely enjoyed it. There's certain characters I liked. I liked the humor. I liked what they was trying to do. And obviously, you know, almost like the Marvel's version of Suicide Squad almost. Yeah. And I liked all of the villains. Obviously, I like, what's her name? Romanoff's sister.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah, Florence Pugh. She's always good. Really sexy. Yelena, that's it. Yeah. Love, what's his name? Who plays her dad?
Red Guardian. David Harbour.
Yeah, excellent. He's probably the funniest in the film, actually. I love the Ghost Girl. I kind of liked her character in this.
Heyman, fine arts.
Yeah, I liked her in this. Yeah. And then, what's it?
White Russell.
Yeah, which is mad because I didn't even know that's Kurt Russell's son in real life. So random. I was like, that's Kurt Russell's fucking son. That's mad. But because obviously I didn't even know that, and he's actually, you know, what's his name? Captain America, John Walker. So it's like, rah. So he got that from before as well. So I was thinking, I was probably like, rah. Okay. So that was surprising. He actually was quite funny in this. He was good. And the story wasn't bad. It was actually all right. It was good. It was enjoyable. It felt very contained, though. Okay. The fact that a lot of it took place in that building. Like almost half of the film was in
there. There was only like a few
set pieces. Yeah.
Definitely wasn't as world spanning as we've seen in previous MCU movies. I agree.
And I'm not mad at that. Yeah. Because I think sometimes they go too wide. Yeah. You know, like certain films.
It's good to bring it
to keep it small, like one, one kind of contained villain or section or just one city, or, you know, it doesn't always have to be the world is in danger. Those stories sometimes get too grandiose and big, and then you can lose characters within that. You know what I mean? Which Brave New World almost fell into, but didn't exactly. But
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to say, on the record, I've rewatched Brave New World.
Does it hold up, does it? Doesn't hold up, does it?
It doesn't hold well.
I didn't want to say it. I agree. I'm
never on this channel going to take back a score, but I will just say that Brave New World has really dropped down for me. Maybe I was just on a hype when we watched it, on a bit of a crest of a wave, but I'm going to just say it for now, people. Yeah, Brave New World for me, not as good as... I think we gave it 8 and 8.5. Not that good. I've rewatched it, and it hasn't hold up. Now, Thunderbolts, for me, big improvement in the MCU stage. Okay. I loved the chemistry between the team. Florence Pugh and Wyatt Russell, I thought they were jokes because they're both like snappy characters. Ghost, Hannah John Kamen, she could come in, do her little thing, not gonna lie. Really, really thought Lewis Pullman as Bob. I thought Bob, aka Sentry.
Good character.
Dope character. Firstly, the Sentry fight scene, you know when he first came down and he dealt with them.
No, bro.
On a
I was almost like, are you serious? I was like, man's murking.
Flinging man out, bringing him back in.
Yeah, that shit was mad.
Bucky
still.
got the arm, boom, blend the flinging thing off. Yeah, really like, and even that's another son of a famous actor, Lewis Pullman. His dad is Bill Pullman.
That's Bill.
Our president, Independence Day. Bill Pullman. Lewis Pullman. When you look at him again, you see it. Lewis Pullman, aka Sentry, Bill Pullman's son.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought he really spanked it. I liked the more psychological and mental parts, you know, and he was talking about his past and stuff like that, and you saw why he went into the Void. I thought the Void's powers was
that shit
when the little girl got voided. I was like,
did they just murk a kid? I was like, what the fuck? They just murked the kid.
That shit was serious, bro.
Literally.
Like, oh, shit.
What is this? Just turning everyone to dust, bro. What the fuck?
Boom, boom, boom. I just love the effect.
Yeah, the effect was sick, bro. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, spoiler review. Obviously, they did actually kill him.
Yeah.
I actually thought they was all dead until she got poofed. Then I was like, she can't be dead. She's the star of the fucking movie.
You're going somewhere.
Yeah, you're going somewhere. Yeah. And it's weird because I had love and hate of that part. I don't know why it reminded me. Again, I think this is more me. You know, sometimes you're in the mood to watch certain things in films and certain times you're not. I don't always like flashbacks.
Oh yeah.
And I don't always like stuff that's inside the head because you don't know what's real and what's not. Sometimes I like on the nose shit. And when she goes into the Void and then meets with him and starts talking with him and tells him to come out, it lost me a little bit in some of it. The effects in that section was sick because, you know, when shit was turning.
When they were going into different rooms.
Yeah, that shit was a bit mad. Yeah, that was like raw. Do you know what I mean?
Directed. That was well directed.
It was.
And not something you usually see in a Marvel movie.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So, but it did feel like it slowed it down. But what I did like was, realistically, they didn't make them fight him because they didn't. They lost.
Yeah.
So if they tried to make them beat him, I would be like, this is nonsense. This is not going to be believable because none of you lot got powers for one. Not really. Everybody in this was, well, actually, technically, the Invisible Girl's got power, obviously. Yeah. She's the only one, actually, out of them. So the fact that it had to be Yelena reasoning with him, I liked that because her character never changed. She was like that when he was human. And she was always trying to reason with him when he was mad suicidal and shit, and she was trying to talk him down.
That connection that they've done, obviously Yelena kind of has to look after Sentry to stop him from turning, or look after Bob, just like her sister had to look after the Hulk. So I like that through line, that Black Widow's a kind of a protector for someone whose powers are kind of crazy. I do like that through line that they've done. I really appreciate that.
That was good. That's good.
I liked as well, even the ending, you know, when it was like, when Julia was like, "Hey, yeah, come." They walk through it, and it's a press conference. New Avengers, and there's no
nigga. It's like
there was obviously Red Guardian loved that. He was but I liked even the end credit scenes when you were seeing like New Avengers. Who the fuck are these guys? Type of thing. Like we don't believe these people. Seriously,
Like you're not even that. Like you're literally not good enough. Like let's be honest. You know what made me laugh? It's like I was thinking like when my man got trapped under the big piece of wall. I said like it took all of you to lift that. If it takes all of you, you ain't gonna do that.
You ain't gonna be the alien invasion, man.
You ain't gonna be no alien invasion if it takes all 5 or 6 of you to lift this one piece off my man. It's supposed to be one of you supposed to do it with one hand and go flam. And none of you did that. Nah man, you're gonna lose, bruv.
That's why I like that how they kind of made it shown that like the world is actually not feeling these Avengers. They just come, that's fine, but don't try to force us on us.
It's the way they just said there's
obviously spoiler. So again, that end credit tag when they're like, oh, there's something going on in space. You see it's 40 months later, something's going on in space, and then they're like, oh, what's that ship coming in? And then you see it's a Fantastic Four ship coming in. So
what are they saying? Is Fantastic Four coming from a multi-universe, like part of the multiverse?
Yes, definitely. Fantastic Four, as we've seen, is like set in the 1950s or whatever. But you're always going to ask yourself, even if it was set in the 1950s, why do we not know of the Fantastic Four in the MCU? So they're definitely going to come from a different multiverse. I think it's the last time we kind of really, not last time, but they're using multiverse to get the Fantastic Four into our world, Earth 616 as we call it. I personally think in Fantastic Four, their world is actually going to be destroyed, and they're going to have to leave that world, their actual universe or whatever, to come into the MCU. That's what I personally think is going to happen. And then and I reckon Fantastic Four is obviously going to end with the ship flying into the multiverse, and then it's going to be the same what we saw.
What we just saw come.
Yeah, so I reckon that's how they're
going
to
connect the two.
And then it's going to lead on to Doomsday and stuff like that. So I really like that end tag. I thought that was a nice way to bring in a Fantastic Four, show that it's coming and stuff like that. And I think, for me personally, bruv, it was a big step up from a lot of the most recent Marvel things. I really like the chemistry. I really liked the back and forth. I thought the action was good. Bucky, when he came in on the bike, and then man shot the thing, and then
you know what was so good? It was like reminiscent of Winter Soldier.
Is it?
Yeah, it was reminiscent of the beginning of Winter Soldier. Yeah,
so I love that through line.
That was good.
Red Guardian, like David Harbour's ridiculously funny in this. Seriously.
Like seriously, the whole "Hi, they're gonna try and kill you." It's like, dude. All of that's already happened. Yeah. It was the obviousness of the humor was brilliant. Yeah. That was funny.
And it was Florence Pugh doing what a kid would do when their dad is coming out.
Yeah, it's like, oh god. Yeah. Oh. She's like, no, and from early as well. No. Oh, what is that? It's nothing. No, don't worry. That was funny.
Hilarious. Yeah. And even I liked. Some people might have thought it corny, but I liked the end when Sentry was fighting Void, and then
that's mad.
Florence Pugh came, then White came in, and they all had to pull him off to get him. You had to kind of drag him away from the Void.
I'm not gonna lie. Do you know why I liked?
I really liked
this more than the others, which is weird because it's almost reverse. It wasn't so much of the action; it was more psychological. It was actually more comic booky. Because sometimes I think some of the films have tried to appease people with having such action and action scenes. But when you actually read some of the comic books, sometimes it wasn't really fighting that, did it? It was really a lot of like dialogue and talking people down and getting into people's heads. And then you can, because sometimes you can't beat everybody with brawn. Because some people are way more powerful than others. So I like the fact that they used it in this one. They tried to do that in Brave New World. It just kind of didn't work. Because obviously my man took down the Hulk. But it was almost like, no, I'm sorry, the president. I know that people, I just didn't. When I watch it again, I don't like Harrison Ford as the president, as the Hulk. And I get it because might have felt different if my man didn't die and still playing, Thunderbolt. Ironic, the fact that he's not called Thunderbolt and he's called Thunderbolt. I always thought, is that not supposed to be connected? But it's not, is it?
No. And I guess the Thunderbolts is not real because they are technically the new Avengers. I liked how it done at the end when it ripped off the Thunderbolts. That's why it always had the asterisks in it, because they're actually the new Avengers. Literally. So I thought that was a nice throwback. I thought it was a good step up from previous Marvels. Really like the chemistry. Really like where we're going to go with the new Avengers. Looking forward to seeing them in Doomsday, because I reckon it's going to be the new Avengers with bucking up with the old Avengers, whoever's going to come in, obviously the X-Men. So I'm really looking forward. Love all of that. And I love Florence Pugh as a leader. Obviously, we've extremely attractive, beautiful woman, but she really is actually a sick actress.
She is.
Really love the accent. She's actually going to work well as a leader, and I think MCU done well as leading it. She's going to be a leader within the Avengers, the kind of girls, because she's technically the leader of that team. And I think that's good for them to lean into such a talented actress, because I think, she can ride them out. Scarlett, it's the same as Scarlett. Scarlett's a dope actress. Before anything, again, attractive, blah, blah, blah.
But they're actually,
you get me? Like, some people, it's not just eye candy, they can't just pull it off. And I think Florence is a dope person to kind of lead, that faction of the Avengers, because even they said Sam Wilson is suing them for trademark over the Avengers, isn't it? That's what the NC, that's what they were saying. So like, obviously, Sam's going to have his with his Falcon and all of that, because he's starting his. So we're going to have that Avengers Civil War thing again. But that will be interesting.
That'll be sick. That'll be interesting. 2 questions. So one, I know you kind of said you're excited about the future. Are you still excited about this Marvel franchise as a whole? 1, and 2, what is your score for this movie?
MCU, I think, is clawing its way back. You still got a lot of ways to go. I'm not as down on Marvel as you are, and a lot of people are. The vast majority are. I'll be honest. I think I'm in the minority now, but because I'm not as down on a lot of the TV shows and stuff. But I can totally understand the complaints. I think they're on their way back. However,
you think they can come back to full glory?
It's going to be hard. It's very hard. Hardly anyone ever does. Whether you're a Jay-Z, whether you're a LeBron, whether you're a Mike, your first shit is usually your best shit, and it usually goes down from there. That's just how it is in life. But I think they can get back to certain levels. Depends on the directors. Depends on the division they go and where they're going with it. But I'm looking forward to it.
That's the question I'm kind of asking.
Yeah. It depends.
Irrespective of the directors,
I still think they can. Okay. I still think they can because it's a quality franchise that before this whole multiverse thing had given us classic after classic after classic. If you can get back to that, however that was, whoever's in charge, however, if they can get back to that levels, look. The Rocky franchise was not supposed to come back. The Creed franchise has now made the Rocky franchise arguably better than it ever was.
That's actually a true analogy.
You can always come back, no matter what. Dead and buried.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So, yeah, I think they'll be on their way. But I think it all depends on Fantastic Four. I think a lot of it depends on Fantastic Four as well. That's a big one. If that works, they're going to get a lot of people back on board. Because then that will be, in my opinion, 2 wins. Captain America, at the time I said it was a win, but 2 wins at least in a row.
So you believe Fantastic Four can potentially save it?
I think it can help with the recovery. Still not there yet.
Okay.
The big one is Doomsday and the 2 Avengers movies, obviously, because all eggs are going to be in the basket. If you're going to relive them, get the Marvel magic back, it's going to be in the 2 Avengers movies, Doomsday and stuff. So, yeah.
Additional question to that, so almost like a B-side. Do you think Superman can save the new DC universe? Help create it? Or is it going to die dead in its tracks?
I think Superman is, it's in a position of this. If it bombs, it's over. People will lose. People already don't have faith in DC movies. So if the new shiny one comes out and is dead, I think the DCU is kind of dead before it starts because the next one after that is Supergirl. If the Superman is dead, I'm going to think the Supergirl is dead. Yeah. And the Green Lantern show is coming with my guy, my Rebel Ridge guy and my man. So
he went to Supergirl after Superman.
Yeah. But
what about his new Batman? Why didn't he go to
Batman? We don't know anything about that.
Wow, okay.
But I think if it is dope, I think if Superman is dope, I think it's actually going to give him at least 3 to 4 movies grace, no matter what. If it's dope, then people will be they'll be like, it's fresh, it's new, this is something different to Marvel. Let's see what you got. So I think he's got a bit of grace. It's the most important Superman movie I can remember in a very long time. Yeah. Very, very long time. Seriously. Because there was a lot of pressure on Man of Steel. There was a lot of pressure on Brandon Roth as well for Superman Returns. I always feel sorry for him because I think he's a good actor, Brandon Roth, but he's just bad movie, bad director. Bryan Singer's a beast, blah blah blah. So it's just But this one, it all depends on this.
It really does. It really does. A lot is hanging in the rafters for this. Can't lie. Yeah. Okay. So finally, what's your score?
This is the thing. Unfortunately, because fucking Captain America, the score bar has been raised, and I believe I gave that an 8, so I'm gonna have to give this an 8.5. I'm gonna have to. I really enjoyed it, pretty much from beginning to end. I like the introduction of the new characters. I mean, the chemistry of the new Avengers, and I also like the new character Sentry, aka Void. I just thought great performance by Lewis Pullman, and the powers and all of that. If he's let off the leash, that should be fire against certain other powerful mutants or blah blah blah. I just think it could be fire. So again, it felt like a bit of a return to form for me for Marvel, and so I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna jump straight in with a 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
I'm gonna go 7.5. Yeah, I can. That sits well with me. I can't go above that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go too low. I feel 7 is a bit unfair because it was still fun. It was still enjoyable.
Yeah.
7.5, I think, is fair. And I feel like I will watch it again, actually.
Yeah.
Probably before, I'd probably watch Thunderbolts before I'd watch Brave New World. Yeah, I have to be honest. Yeah, that's it's gotta be real. So 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, man. Please, what do you guys think about the movie? I mean, it's been out for a minute now. Did you go see it IMAX? Did you enjoy it? Would you watch it again? What's your favorite character? What's your favorite performance? Who was the funniest? All of that, please put in the comments and let us know how you feel. Please like, subscribe, and follow for more, as they say. I've been your boy Kwame.
And I'm your boy Enigma. And again, this has been two ManDem that talk movies. We out. Peace.